Yo, what is up, my fiends? It's probably been a little bit since I was recording a video last. Um, it's hard to find inspiration when you're just on the top and you're the best fucking Labyrinth player in North America. It is what it is. But we're pivoting a little bit because for this new ban list, this new season, I want to mix things up, and I have a Monarch deck that was just sitting in my builder since actually when this first came out. Um, a great example is just using proof of this thing, which lets you special summon itself. You can't special anymore, but you can instantly tribute. So it's great in Monarchs. Boom, and of Anubis. I thought to just test this out a little bit in case people are still trying to do some tier bullshit. So, read this card. I'll have this up on the screen. It's a walking Necro Valley, essentially. Maybe a little bit more powerful. Which is rightfully so. You have to tribute to bring it out. You can't just bring it out. And I happen to draw into Domain of True Monarchs. So if you guys are unfamiliar, also Lunalight, this is the one Lunalight card that doesn't, it's not destroy by battle, whatever. So he's graveyard locked, whatever, but he's also extra deck locked now. If I don't have an extra deck and I have a tribute summon monster, they are locked out of the extra deck. So that's Monarchs 101. At least pure Monarchs without any extra deck. That's essentially like the win con. Just lock them, your opponent. It's like a scythe lock. I mean, I think it takes a little bit more. It's hard to justify because I think it's more susceptible to getting through for your opponent, but it is somewhat easier to bring out the field if you actually see like the Monarch spells and traps. Anyway, I tribute their guy because that's the other thing. If you guys don't know, Monarch Stormforth, it lets me tribute one monster. So it's essentially like a kaiju built into tributing your boss monsters here. This guy could hand loop or shuffle something from the field. Anyway, my opponent does not know how this card works. They tried twice to use graveyard effects, which were both negated, and that is essentially the Master Duel experience. Let's move on to game 2. But yeah, I want to mix things up. I thought that this was a great time to start using Monarchs. Like I said, it was just sitting in my builder. It's a very expensive deck. If you guys want to, maybe try doing a different version or look up a budget build, because this is absolutely not budget. This dude's a UR. I mean, obviously a lot of the side cards, 1-for-1s, staple UR, the fucking field spells a UR, which like I guess you could kind of justify. Also, this dude lets you normal summon again if it's going to be a tribute summon. So here's just another instant fucking scythe lock almost, right? Extra deck lock, Monarch style. And yeah, a lot of the spells and traps help each other. They got a crazy thing that lets them just draw. This card was banned for a while. I don't think it came off the ban list until Master Duel came out. Oh, and speaking of which, that's why I had this. This was my first deck, Master Duel beta or whatever, when it first released back in, 2021, January. I was running this shit. Also, since they're not able to link off with their crawlers, they steal my guy, but it's still locked because he was tribute summoned. So he's just an insect, but he's still tribute summoned, so they can't link. So I'm like, okay, let me relinquish you out of that control. Raigeki. And then they're gonna try to do something to shuffle my guy back, but then at least I'm able to chain him. So I'm able to bring him back to my hand by sending a Monarch spell or trap down there, which is good. We're big chilling because I still got my field, and I still got Pantheism, and I'm gonna bring out Tenacity, which lets me search the Stormforth, which is what I use to tribute their guy. So you're about to see me, about to tribute their dude. I activate it, and they say, go fuck yourself. I'm like, come on, man. Monarchs, dude, they got absolutely dicked down by Monarchs. I'm going to have to upload this to a certain website after. But NSFW, bro. But, yeah. So, just, this is remnants from, like, literally, like, back when I was actually playing, when I first was experimenting with Master Duel and seeing what that meta was like, and obviously like there was like fucking Virtual World and Eldic, and yeah, not a lot of fun. But speaking of not fun, tier, but this is post ban list, so we'll see what 2 fusions they're gonna pick. Obviously Kit Kalos. Okay, so what's gonna be your second fusion, buddy? Probably Rule Kalos, I would think, right? If you probably want that negate. But they're not doing it. They're doing a lot of other shit. Of course they hit Kelbeck. I'm like, okay, it's the only miller left in the game. Not the end of the world of what they milled from my deck. A lot of these guys actually have graveyard effects, so Specifically, the Pantheism in the grave is the biggest thing that he could have hit for me. That helps me. This greedy motherfucker is going to Dugaris. I'm like, this is... Alright. That's one way to play the game. I thought this guy was going to run out of time. He's taking forever to do this shit. But, I mean, this is my opponent. I'm going second, by the way. You know what I mean? So if I, lock them, you can already see the field spell. You can't yell at me. I went second. Here they go. Milling 4 more of my guys. It's okay. I think I might have... No, I have 2. Okay, so I'm chilling with the call by. Yeah, I think that might be both my ideas, though, so I can't use her, which is fine. She's somewhat of a choke point and something that I was realizing. Because that was the point behind me doing this. I was trying to play games and play tests to figure out a good Monarch build. And you'll see this evolve through each gameplay. I'm adding things and changing things. So, tenacity. Yeah, boy. Oh, you thought you were going to do that? No, we're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! We're fucking playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, bitch. Fuck you, your last card, Ash in hand. Go fuck yourself. You're about to get tributed for cost, buddy. So here is where that happens. I tribute their Psychic and Punisher. That's my best game plan. I was like, hey, I could do that because then I get his effect off and I could shuffle probably the Link or... Oh, I didn't even realize this is a I really had Jaugen out. I would probably leave that up. So that's I didn't even realize that's why. And then they milled. They were down to 7, and then they fucking crime or what's that? What's this? Scream for 3 more cards. So they had 4 cards left in deck. They locked everybody else out of special summoning, and then they just instant surrender. Because I could have just easily decked them out. I mean, yeah, like I would have shuffled 1 card on the field, and then I would have just beat over the 3K because the field spell lets me gain like 800 attack only when I'm attacking with a tribute summon monster. So here's another lock. The good old fashioned Majesty's Fiend. Don't wait for the true Monarchs lock. It's a really good one, man. No extra deck, no monster effect activations. Oh, they're playing Runic. So at least they're not playing Stun. It looks like they're playing Echuria, so I shut down half of their deck, but still, it's Runic, right? So they could easily just find a way to pop my Majesty's Fiend if they're able to get whatever quick play that is. Runic Freezing Curses or whatever the one. Boom. And 32 straight to the dome. Like I said, the domain gives you an attack boost when you're attacking with the tribute summon monster, so that's a really important thing to keep in mind, especially with the level 6s or like the lower attacks. They could frequently that plus 800 is like actually really fucking handy to beat a lot of bosses in the game. Anyway, Monarch Storm 4 I'm stuttering because there's double the Majesty's Fiend to talk about. So I called by one of theirs, so they only have 1 target. This is like, I mean, this is GG. I mean, next turn, I don't know. They'd have to have another one of those cards. Yeah. And they're just like, fuck you. I'm going to just scoop. They don't let me attack in, which is fine. Peaceful Merc got peacefully merked and pacified by Monarchs and, Storm Majesty's Fiend. Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. Sorry, Josh Schmidt, but dude, Echuria Runic, it was cool at Worlds, I guess, to see a different version of Runic. And I think there are interesting things that they could do, but man, oh man, Fountain is a fucking card, dude. I think Fountain needs to be put at 1 or banned because I don't think there's a place in the game for Fountain. If you want to use their quick effects for essentially Sprite or for Naturia stuff to go into, I think that's fine. But man, I don't know. I think they all need to be, all those quick plays need to be put at 1 or 2, and then like the Fountain needs to be put at 1. It cannot be put at 2. It's an insane card. Obviously, the last season was a better showcase. Oh, also, am I going ham with these draw spells? Yeah. So like you saw that I Pantheism, so I'm just getting all this draw advantage, which is kind of like what I was slowly gearing into. And then you'll see what my deck is transforming into, right? I'm adding the Kashtira cards because they're literally perfect. Specifically Ogre, which people might think is the weakest. Fair enough in a straight Kashtira deck, I think so. But in Monarch, he's one of the strongest because he has a 2800, 1000 stat line that synergizes with every like single fucking card in here, with the tenacity, with the domain. I mean, yeah, we're like straight chill. And also I misplayed there. I should have attacked With this guy, like I said, he had the attack boost, so I could have beat over the Fenrir despite him having 2400 defense, and then have about 200 more damage on, so that if they did get rid of one of these, for sure, if they happen to get rid of the ogre, I could for sure game them with Majesties. So it is what it is. That's pretty much GG. When I see my opponent set like that, I'm like, okay, all I need is a good monster card. And that's that. So Domain, like I mentioned, synergizes with this guy, so I only need to tribute once with the Eidos. And then, yeah, I just straight up go into a little bit of funny Kashtira stuff. I don't think I had the spell or the trap in here yet, because I just want to see how these guys would do alone, and how just the Kashtira cards, just free special summon, inherent special summons, would benefit Monarchs. So that's kind of going to be the end of this video. It's going to be the first 5 of these, and you're going to see the deck radically transform the next set. So I'm going to record that right after this. So I guess I can't really say stay fiendin', but stay royal and stay loyal to these fucking Monarchs. All right, peace out, guys.